Okay, this is a very last talk of the day talk. So it's not going to be super duper serious and hopefully not too long. What I want to talk about in this talk is like, basically there's these we're having a lot of really amazing conversations about how to make Filecoin a really awesome, like, storage system that actually works for regular people. And I love that. There's a component of this that I feel like is slightly getting overlooked in a lot of our discussions about what are all the things that are needed. And I want to talk about what I think it is and what it might look like. Okay. This is, again, a low stakes talk. So deal brokering. First of all, what is Filecoin? I decided to ask the internet. And these are some of the answers that the internet gave me. Filecoin is making the web more secure and efficient with a decentralized data storage marketplace protocol and cryptocurrency. That was Google search text that was written under Filecoin.io, the web result that is actually not on the website anymore, seemingly. Here's Ledger. Ledger, they're a very reliable source, right? I mean, they make a thing, like a pretty secure wallet. So Filecoin, it's a decentralized marketplace, enables individuals to monetize their storage space by renting it out in a trustless manner. All data is encrypted, and it's faster than you think. Essentially, IPFS provides the foundation, and Filecoin unleashes the full potential. So that's a third party. Already a little bit of stuff that's not quite accurate, like not all data is encrypted automatically. And then I was like, I got to go to the most authoritative source, and I went on Twitter and just searched the trend, what is Filecoin, and looked for my favorite answer, and this is my favorite answer. Some storage space shit. I don't care. It later said, I'm investing anyway because it's technical. Anyway, fun stuff. All right. But you know what I see coming up a lot here is decentralized data storage marketplace. And I remember this as a core concept in Filecoin, like that this idea of like you're just going to be able to go and like select from these amazing providers that are all out there, and like it's all going to be like really easy for like if I have data, I'm going to find the perfect provider right away. But I have some questions about this decentralized storage marketplace. First of all, like where is it, and how do I sign up? Because I would really like to use it. It does exist. So what would it do? This decentralized marketplace would match clients' needs with SPs that would take their data. That's all I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right now. What are the clients' typical needs? Let's talk about that. A lot of the people who store. So if I'm a person, I want to store some data on Filecoin. Could just be an image, whatever. I tend to have a lot of requirements. Some of them are geographic specificity, how much I want my data replicated, like how I need it to be retrievable. And that includes both like what protocols it should be available over, and then like also like what kind of SLAs I need. I might have some privacy requirements, though bonus, there's not currently a lot of software to prevent SPs from serving retrievals to certain people. I might even have some enterprise-y things like SOC2 and other security requirements. There's a lot of stuff. I think that's the last one. Maybe is it? Oh no! Oh, I forgot the most important thing: price. Like, how much am I going to pay? How much am I willing to pay for it? Yeah. So like lots of requirements. So how would I go about finding an SP? All I am is a person with data. So here's there is a process for it that I'm aware of. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience. And here's what you have to do. First, you get on Filecoin Slack. You're going to need to build about a dozen human relationships with SPs. I'm not exactly sure what channel you would do that in, but you probably could figure it out. And then you need to probably learn how to write SLA contracts and sign them. I don't know, that starts to look like about 3 months of work, maybe a little bit of a high bar just to get my data stored. Right. So, okay, but we've got these aggregators, right? We all love it. We're all aware that we can't take small data anyway. So we're going to go to these aggregators, and they're going to figure out all this for us. And, we have aggregators. We've got a W3Up. We've got Lighthouse. We've got lots of stuff. And so we can, and actually aggregation, I think we have some good solutions out there, and they're getting even better all the time. And now we're moving to this whole, like, idea of decentralized aggregation, and like we should be all of our aggregators are potentially interoperable, and that's really awesome. Okay, but aggregators are not the only thing. Here's the thing, right? Okay, so aggregators can make your 32 gigabyte pieces that somebody might want. They're not yet decentralized. They might be soon. But here's the thing: they just store. As soon as you go to an aggregator, you're now defining your storage requirements at the aggregation level, right? You've lost the original thing of like, I'm going to find the perfect SP for me, the client. But it's not just that, because like now the aggregators have to do deal brokering, right? They have to find SPs that meet their requirements. And not all of our aggregators are necessarily going to be great at that, or it's a lift for them to have to figure out how to do it, right? Like they're going to have to find SPs and build relationships and get SLAs signed. And like, now you're just repeating that process several times. Right. So what does my next slide say? Oh, this works better when it goes to the next slide. I have more slides. Maybe I didn't have more slides when I started this. This is okay. Yeah. All right, let's go. All right, so I think there's this value for somebody building a service like this. And the interesting thing is that somebody already did. Somebody built a marketplace that would allow SPs to find people who had data, and who had certain parameters that they matched, and then they could take their data and put it on Filecoin, right? That service is called Reba. No, it's called Spade. But it is a marketplace. And here's the thing: like this is I would call this the MVP of this concept, right? And as evidence that it is valuable, like who is using Spade? I was going to slack you beforehand, but just some of the big users of Spade that exists. Yes, Internet Archive, Daghouse, two very large producers of data. So there's evidence that this is useful, right? And it works. And these are folks who don't want to think about who's going to take their data, right? But this is I'm going to take that as an MVP. I don't know that Reba wants to spend the rest of his life working on Spade, and so there you go. But let's talk about, so what should this service look like if it exists? So these are my like table stakes for the service, right? The table stakes are that if I'm an aggregator, I already have pieces. I've done that job. I've taken the small data, I've made it into Filecoin ready data. And I either already have Fill plus data cap, or I'm willing to pay money to store deals. I should be able to specify my aggregation services requirements, including like, and also like basically where you can get the data off my aggregator. And there should be this marketplace service that matches me with storage providers who will take my data, and then they should just be able to pull it. And so I shouldn't have to, so that basically takes me out of the loop as an aggregator of thinking about where's my data going, and how am I going to find the SPs to do this. This marketplace could be like a couple of people running a company. I actually learned today that there might be such a company. Oh my God, I've lost their name again. What? Fill Store. Yeah. There's two people who are just going to they're going to offer a service where they solve a number of these problems. They're going to, for people who don't know how to find the right SP and get SLAs and whatnot, they're going to do that and offer a little bit on top of that. I think that's a great solution. You could just build some centralized little thingamajigger that operates, similar to somehow similar to Spade. A general same idea. This table stakes is entirely selfish. I am involved in W3S, and we are aggregating data, and we need to put it on Filecoin, and we would love to get finding SPs to take our data out of our list of things we have to fit into a compressed timeline. So that's my personal motivation. But let's imagine a better version of this, right? First of all, I think what would really make this awesome is if the client, the person who is actually with the data at the beginning, could specify their requirements. And then aggregation, if it should match them with other clients, right, who have similar requirements. Now, this is going to be a little tricky because if I have really unusual requirements, it might be a long time before somebody matches my requirements and we can aggregate something. Though maybe, it's close enough. Maybe it's a lowest common denominator. And that should feed into some kind of a deal marketplace, like these aggregates with specific requirements that work for specific clients. And then the other thing that would make this a lot more awesome is if it were a trustless and decentralized L2 network. Subnet, I hear, is a thing that we like. So I think that there, and it's not that complicated of a thing. I don't think it's that complicated of a thing to build. So I think it could, somebody could build it and run it in an L2 subchain, especially once that becomes more, especially once IPC is farther along or something of that nature. Another thing that would be really awesome, like I haven't really talked a lot about that much, but what is the payment mechanism, right? Like I actually can imagine like a true marketplace where it's like you have spot pricing and like you're like, I want to pay this, and then like there's some, I'm going to make a bid and an ask, and then someone can speculate on it, and years later you can magically make $1 billion disappear, something like that. Like that would be like, I think it would be really, like you could treat this like a true market. And I think there's a lot of cool things in there. Anyway, I mostly did them. If there's a single takeaway from this very last talk of the day before you can go eat and or rest, it's that just to this is a real challenge. This is a separate challenge from aggregation, and it's an interesting challenge that we should think about and not gloss over. That's it.